We had our international night, and during the international night, everybody from all over the world brings talent, brings food, brings drinks, non-alcohol, bring drinks in, and then we have just a lineup of what the world is all about. And he came and he really took the floor, and he was an excellent, excellent singer. And maybe, I don't know, but if I'm giving advice, go to West End, go to Broadway, what are you doing here? But he said, no, I want to be in research. He's a good researcher as well, and he's presenting our big HELO study. Jonas, the floor is yours.
Well, that ought to wake you up. I've never had a presentation where I was preceded with a saxophonist, but that was amazing. And I know what you're all thinking. You have the same question, I have the same question. He's so good. Is he single? I can tell you, unfortunately, he's not. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on your Saturday afternoon. I'm so happy to share with you on a HELO survey, which is a study we did all over Singapore. Now, I love population health, so it's an observational study. So it's really looking at what you think about healthy longevity medicine. So to begin any population talk, we'll start with the world. So if you look at the world, we have populations that are aging, and we have a mechanism of grouping them. Those above 65 years old, and if a country has 7%, 14%, or 21%, we group them differently. So, in Singapore, do you think Singapore is an aging society, an aged society, or a super aged society? Oh my god, all I heard was whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Okay, thank you. I heard super aged a little. Yes, so this is the trajectory of all the worlds right now, the nations. If you look at those in red, those are nations that have populations above 65 years old, who are 21%. It's a huge chunk. We have Monaco, Finland, Germany. Singapore's at 58. We have 15.1% of the population above 65 years old in the year 2022. That was 2022. Things have changed. When did Singapore become an aging society? 7%. It's actually in 2004, we hit 7%. And it took us 17 years in 2021 to reach an aging society at 14%. In fact, next year, Singapore will be a super aged society, where we have more than, wow, that was a very dismal sigh. No, it's fine. It's good news. Healthy longevity medicine is good news. Okay. So in 2026, 21% and above will be super aged. So in 2030, a quarter of the population will be above 65 years old. Now, I don't think that's a bad thing. It's a very good thing if you look at it. Total fertility rate. Now, when we talk about population health, I've talked about the percentage of old people older than 65 years old. Now, fertility rate. In 1960, during the baby boomer era, every man and every woman, a male and female couple, would have at least 5.8 children. In 1976, that went to 2.1. Now, the reason I point out 2.1 is, I'll tell you in a short while. In 2023, it's at 1. So we are all worried, governments are worried, fertility rate is going down, what can we do? The reason 2.1 is a very important number is, for every man and every woman who reproduces, to maintain the size of the society, they have to produce another 2, another 2, another 2. So 2 is a very nice number to be at, but we are at 1, which means we are shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. So that means the younger population in Singapore is shrinking, and that leads to the other indicator that we used in population studies, which is the old age support ratio. In 1990, 10.4 people, there were 10.4 people for every 1 person who is above 65 years old. Now we only have 3.2. So structures are changing, governments are worried, and in 2030 we'll have it at 2.7. It's going down. So the question is, why must we depend so much on the younger age group? Can we tap into the potential of our aging population? It is a good news, it can be a good news. The topic of healthy longevity medicine always begins with this, health span and lifespan. How many of you here are confident you know what the difference is between both of them? 4 hands, wow. Prof. Hans May was the first. Okay, so globally, our life expectancy is 73 years old. Our healthy life expectancy is at 64 years old. Healthy life expectancy is the number of years you are living healthily. Life expectancy is the number of years you live. So we want to live healthily. Singapore's doing a good job. We are 83 years old at our life expectancy, and we have the highest healthy life expectancy in the world at 73 years old. But there's a gap. 83 minus 73, 10 years. So you can live 10 years of your life without any health. What does that mean? Frailty, sarcopenia, osteoporosis, things that we want to avoid. That's where we come in. A proposed solution. Healthy longevity medicine aims to optimize lifespan by targeting aging processes across the lifespan. And we begin with preclinical research, which some of my colleagues have spoken about, clinical trials, practice, and then public health. Ultimately aiming to achieve longevity dividend, which is the idea that despite having a population that's above 65 years old that's large, we can tap into their potential and redefine what aging is. 65 years old shouldn't be a retirement age, it should be the beginning of a 100-year life. Yeah? And this is a healthy longevity medicine clinic. How many of you here have been to the one in Alexandra Hospital? Really? Did you see me there? No, because I'm the one taking your consents. So if you didn't see me there, I was probably on vacation. Okay. So the healthy longevity medicine clinic comprises these very nice 4 arms. We have the diagnostics, which is clinical, molecular, and biological. We have the multidisciplinary team with the doctor, the nurse, the health coach. We have the personalized interventions. Now, this is only lifestyle interventions because if you were hearing Dr. Ayla's talk, supplements and repurposed drugs are still in the clinical trials phase, not into clinical practice yet. And of course, this clinic aims to assess the outcomes. How many people come, how many people stay with the program, what are the outcomes like? So that's the Healthy Longevity Medicine Clinic, something we are pushing to implement healthy longevity medicine in the community. But after mentioning all of these things, what do we know about these terms? Do you know lifespan and health span? I mean, 4 of you raised your hands just now. So. Healthy longevity medicine, what is that? I have medical doctor friends who pronounce longevity as longevity. They are medical doctors. They don't know what healthy longevity medicine is. Knowledge on what lifespan and health span, on biological age and chronological age. Most importantly, clinics, healthy longevity clinics. It's a very new method of delivering healthcare. Is the healthcare system ready? Are you ready? How much do you want to pay for it? Do you want to pay for it? So, literature review, just looking around what people have done about the knowledge of lifespan and health span. If you look at one of the first surveys, it's the donor survey, and what they found was if people were told that, hey, your life is not looking that good, your health is compromised, so tell me, how do you want to live? How long till, which age till do you want to live? And 65% said, I just want to live till 85, leave me alone. But if they were promised guaranteed health, no frailty, no sarcopenia, you can be healthy as long as you want, 85% said that they want to live till 120 years old. And more than half said that they want to live forever when guaranteed health. In another survey across 21 countries, McKinsey & Co., they asked people, what do you prioritize as the most important factors for your health? Many people said having a purpose in life, having good nutrition, practicing meditation, yoga. So what we want to do today now is talk about HELO. HELO is a very nice study which involved a lot of people, which I'll mention, to understand the awareness, the knowledge, and motivations of the general population towards lifespan, health span, and healthy longevity medicine. Now, there are 4 steps to HELO. And if you can see at the top corner, that's Belinda. I'm not sure where she is, but she did a lot of the starting work, and really, I'm honored to present the findings. First step is conceptual framework. We need a framework before we build a survey. How do we divide the survey? What sections do we need? What do we ask? What do we need to ask? And that's when we came up with a conceptual framework, which is awareness. We're going to ask questions about awareness on healthy longevity medicine. We want to know the knowledge. Do you know what lifespan, health span, biological age means? We want to see your motivations towards healthy longevity medicine, what your personality is like, and does your personality influence your access or your interest towards healthy longevity medicine? Your current behaviors, smoking, alcohol consumption, exercise, do they influence your decisions? Personal values and beliefs, your religion, your preferences for lifespan and health span, and your willingness to invest in your own health, as well as health-related perceptions, which is ageism, subjective age, perceived risk and benefits, all trying to figure out what people think about health and longevity. So step 1 was done, we got a framework, and we did step 2, which is a focus group discussion. This is a qualitative research method that collects data through group discussions, and we spoke to about in a focus group, we had about 1 to 7 participants each with 13-hour sessions. We recorded them, went back, and Belinda did that, analyzed the conversations, drew out the themes from the conversations, and really solidifying our framework. And we targeted adults more than 21 years old. And we got pretty good insights. What does health mean to you? Some people said more to the positive side of having it. Being healthy is being active, not only physically but also mentally, and being positive always. So everything you do, you'd be happy. But on the other hand, some people define health as not having things. If you need medicine for certain things, you are actually not in good health. If you need medicine to prolong life, then it's not healthy life. You need to see doctors, get injections or transfusion, and all these things. I mean, Brian Johnson will probably disagree. He needs these things to be healthy, I think. So, but yes, health can mean very different things to many, very different people. So that's bringing us to step 3, which is consolidating the HELO survey. And these are the questions we asked. Before I go in, how many of you here have actually had people knocking your doors for the HELO survey? Oh my God, I think we chased them away. They were like, oh, enough, you've taken enough of my time, I'm not going to come today. But yeah, we knocked on a lot of doors. I'll talk to you about that in a bit. We had 4 different sections on knowledge, on health and longevity medicine clinic, and different factors on health activities, health responsibilities, social support, etc. So today, oh yes, and this is how we did it. We divided the island by obtaining a list of postcodes, sort the codes into different regions and populations, send a recruitment notification letter that, hey, we're coming to your house, please let us in. And then the day of visit, we sampled all the residents. So eventually we gathered 2,003 door-to-door responses, which means 2,000 people opened their doors, and 1,031 online responses, which is a shared survey via an online link. And if you can see, these are our wonderful students going in and knocking each door to get people to answer our survey. So what are the findings? Now we are here in the fun part. These are going to be very descriptive things, so let's go through it one by one. The median age of the population answering this survey was 46 years old. Most of them were 34 to 59 years old. When we asked them, what do you think you feel like? What your age? What is your perceived age? Most of them said 41. Great. They feel 5 years younger. Good. Next, gender, 54% were female. In ethnicity, 71% were Chinese. So if you're an Indian or a Malay person who would like to participate in our trials, please help us so we can help put this bar up higher. Yeah. Next, residency. Citizenship, 83% of them were citizens, 10% were permanent residents, and 6% were long-term residents. Long-term residents here are people who are on work pass, living here for quite some time. Highest education, most of them were undergraduates, postgraduates, and the monthly household income was around $2,500 to $10,000. So average household income for our sample. Marital status, 63.9% were married. As you can see, there's a little black thing that's connecting them together. And single, 28%, 4% divorced, 3% widowed, and 0.7% separated. So this is the marital status of our sample. Family structure, 60% have children at home, 13% have grandchildren, and 60%, over half of them, do not have a family member that they know lived above 90 years old, while 28% did. 22% have chronic disease, 32% of them take prescription medications, 50% take supplements, and 53% does annual health screening. So from all these, you can kind of picture of the type of sample we have, mainly females, we have predominantly Chinese, and also we have those taking supplements at about half of them. So that's the idea we have now on who we are dealing with. And when asked, 82% knew what lifespan meant, which is a good number. Of that, 41% knew what health span meant, and 58% did not. And what does this mean? We gave them 4 different answers to choose from, and they chose the wrong answer. And the right answer was the number of years spent in good health, right? So 41% chose that answer. But despite that, you could see that the interest for a healthy longevity medicine clinic was 55%. So the interest came in regardless of whether you knew what health span was or not. Going in deeper, now this is a very nice graph that I tried to show you what associations we have. The blue ones are positive associations, the red ones are negative. So the positive ones are those who have government health insurance have higher odds of knowing what lifespan is, those who have secondary school education and above, those who earn above 2,000, those from the Chinese community, those who take supplements, those who are citizens, those who are enrolled in Healthier SG, which is a very important thing, know what lifespan is, those who exercise for 2 days and more, and males. So now you can form your own conclusions on what this means. But those who are unemployed have lesser odds of knowing what lifespan means. For health span, you almost see the same pattern. Those who have secondary school education and above and government health insurance have very good odds of, high odds of knowing what health span means. Earning $5,000 and above, exercising, taking supplements, had family members who are 90 years and above, know what health span means, done an annual health screening before and paid out of pocket for that annual health screening, and also enrolled in Healthier SG, knew what health span is. So those who are already health conscious seems to know a bit more on what health span is. While citizens, for some reason, this is a very weird finding we found, had lesser knowledge on what health span is compared to non-residents, maybe because citizens are busier. Unemployed versus full-time work, those who are unemployed had lesser knowledge. Finally, interest in healthy longevity medicine clinic. Similar findings, those who are able to pay out of pocket for health screening, have good education, income, have government health insurance, take supplements, enrolled in Healthier SG, done annual health screening, exercise and men are likely to have more interest in attending a healthy longevity medicine clinic, while those who are unemployed and retired do not. Now, these are just the preliminary findings of what we gathered from our 3,034 respondents. And we have other topics that are still under analysis, and those are personality and how it influences healthy longevity medicine, ageism, Lara was doing great work on that, aspirations and willingness to take supplements, willingness to pay, how much would you pay for a healthy longevity medicine clinic, personal determinants, behavioral factors, and of course the global consortium, which is the final step of our HELO survey. The global consortium consists of over 8 countries that participate in this survey. The same survey delivered across different regions. If you look at Netherlands, we are targeting athletes. We're asking them the same questions. What do you think about health span? Do you know what it means? Hungary, employees in a university. In the UAE, I think what they're doing right now is convenient sampling. They're targeting people at shopping malls to answer this survey. Singapore, that's us. Indonesia, intergenerational families in Java, comparing the urban and also the rural communities and seeing the difference on what they think about health span and lifespan. Thailand, adult Thai residents. In Switzerland, general practitioners and digital health enthusiasts, and also in the United States. So if you'd like to get this survey into wherever you are based, please do let us know and we can collaborate. This would be my final slide, something to leave you with. Why did we do this survey and why does it matter? Because we need to start somewhere. And when it comes to healthcare innovation, it's usually the innovators and the early adopters that seem to have a lot of interest. And that's why you probably have seen people who are more health conscious wanting to come to a clinic, who know what health span is. And you being here today, wanting to learn about what we do, probably in the early adopters or innovator stage. And it takes time for any of this innovation to get implemented into the public healthcare system. And our hope is that the majority would pick up soon. So I would like to thank our research students who really went on the ground. This was at Tekka Center, I think. And if we disturbed you in any of the hawker centers, we apologize. But thank you so much to our students who helped collect our survey. And if you could take a picture of this, it would be very helpful for you. That we will be delivering all our results at helonus.com soon. And if you'd like to follow us on NUS Academy, we will also talk about the clinical trials, as Elias mentioned. And if you would like to comment on my fashion, you can find me on LinkedIn. All right, so that is all from me. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much. Isn't he great? And if you wonder, is he single? Yes, he is. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have his telephone number. You can obtain it with me. And I'm quite sure that you have a wonderful date somewhere with Jonas Amresh.